Today is Wednesday, September 27th. And today I'm just wondering about two things. Exactly where the Dallas Cowboys' heads are at this point of the season. And who are the Giants, their Thursday night opponents?
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
Unless you like Audible books, I'm guessing you probably don't like being read to on a podcast. Well, forgive me, but that's just what's going to happen in this Cowboys look. Dallas didn't expect to be 1-2 after 3 games. They didn't expect to get trucked at home by New Orleans in Game 2. They didn't expect to be down 28-6 after 3 quarters at home against Baltimore on Sunday. Before we get to who the Giants are, let's try to figure out exactly who the Cowboys are. All the quotes I'm about to read you are from Cowboy players. Please be clear about this. I'm not criticizing any one of these players in particular for what they said. I'll be summarizing my comments after you hear from the Cowboys. Let's start with DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. DeMarcus Lawrence called Sunday's game the problem being, quote, hero ball. Micah Parsons said the same thing. We now got people trying to be Superman. Sometimes you just gotta own your jobs, bro. We don't need no Supermans at all. We just need 11 guys playing together, and right now, they're just not in union. I think I'd have used we're, Micah, but that's nitpicking. On we go to defensive tackle Linville Joseph, who said, I think everybody's starting to play hero ball and make a big play to get somebody started. Apparently, hero ball is the new phrase for what's happening in the locker room. We just need to get back on our fundamentals. Work on the small things and let the big plays come when they come. Cornerback Jordan Lewis said, we're not detailed in our work. We've got to take advantage of details. That's how you win in this league. Everyone is good in this league, but the details make you different. Here's DeMarcus Lawrence again. Having a game plan, but not following the game plan. It's just small things. Once we get out of playing little league football, we'll get back to playing pro football, and we'll be all right. There's wide receiver Cavante Turpin. It feels like everybody is for themselves right now. It's like, man, just play football. Football. It's something we love. And finally, 2 from Dak Prescott. As players, we've got to be more professional. Understand our jobs. understand where we're supposed to be, and do that time and again, and keep our focus. This is Dak's description of what he feels professionalism is. Knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing your reads, knowing where you're supposed to line up, knowing your routes and knowing your route adjustments versus certain coverages. Every part of being what a professional is. Geez. Hero ball. Details. Focus. Superman. 11 guys playing together. Fundamentals. Not following the game plan. Be professional. Know where you're supposed to line up. Know your routes and your adjustments. Now we start my comments. This team is lost. It's grasping for answers. It doesn't know how to explain what's been happening to them. And yes, it sounds like there's a bit of finger pointing in there also. And if you saw the sideline shots from the last 2 weeks, you saw several unhappy Cowboy players. Amongst them, CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence. The Cows may not know what's happening to them, but for certainty, the facts help explain it. Number one, Dallas cannot run the football. They're 30th in yards rushing in this league and 29th in yards per carry with a microscopic 3.6 yards every time they run. And the Cowboys can't stop the other team from running the football, allowing 186 yards per game. That is dead last in the league in rushing defense. You know, in this league, man, we get so turned on by all these glitzy passing numbers. But the basics here are run the football and stop the run. If you can run the football and stop the run, you're going to be a significant winner in this league. And what happens when they can't run the football? Well, then they become enormously Dak dependent. When imbalanced, they wind up, as they did Sunday, throwing and throwing and throwing. Well, that's exciting. Realize what Dak throwing that many times in a game says. For his career, when Dak throws 40 or more passes in a game, the Cowboys are 8-16. 8-16. They cannot run. They cannot stop the run. They fall behind, and Dak must throw over and over. That's been the script for the last 2 weeks. If that remains the script, you can kiss this season goodbye.
Crest is again proud to sponsor the McKinney Police Association Golf Tournament and Car Raffle, October 24th at TPC Craig Ranch in McKinney. Sign up and purchase a raffle ticket for the opportunity to win a brand new Crest Cadillac CT4. It's easy. You go to CrestCares.com. You don't even have to live in McKinney to win. Grab yourself a raffle ticket, sign up at CrestCares.com, perhaps win that new vehicle, and do support the McKinney Police Association. What do you want from your favorite restaurant? Fantastic personal service, a cheery, welcoming, spotless atmosphere, and great food. The primest of beef, Wagyu and lamb, incredibly fresh seafood, lobster, salmon, shrimp, Hall of Fame food from a Hall of Fame restaurant, 2 locations of Bob's Steak and Chop House, the original Bob's on Lemon Avenue, and the gorgeous new Bob's at Craig Ranch McKinney.
The New York Giants weren't expected to be very good this year. They weren't very good last year. They were 6-11. Now, the year before, they went 10, 8, and 1, made the playoffs, and get ready to be jealous, Cowboy fans. They won a playoff game before being eliminated. But that 2022 season is their only winning season in the last 7 years. Brian Daboll is their 4th head coach in those 7 years, and this is year 3 for him, something the 3 people who came before him never got to see. Year 3 in their coaching stint with the Giants. And this year began with New York getting thumped by Minnesota. And we're finding out Minnesota's pretty good. And then being edged by Washington 21-17 when they did not allow a touchdown. But Washington kicked 7 field goals. Daboll's seat is red hot right now. Isn't it funny how fortunes change? In that 2022 season, he was the coach of the year in the NFL. But that seat cooled a bit with the 21-15 Giants win at Cleveland last weekend. And Cleveland's on the list of the very most troubled teams in this league. Giants scored all 21 of their points in the first half of that game. Embattled quarterback Daniel Jones hit rookie wide receiver Malik Neighbors for 2 touchdowns against Cleveland. Those are their only 2 touchdown passes this year. But Dallas' biggest worry probably isn't the New York passing game. Can the Giants run the football? Well, you know Dallas can't stop the run. The Giants get 102 yards rushing a game. That's okay. They average 4.2 yards per carry. That's respectable. But the Giants are only 19th in rushing in the league. Dallas, though, is 30th. Now, can the New York defense be run against? We know Dallas has terrible troubles running the football. Well, they're allowing 132 yards rushing per game. That's only 23rd in the league, so maybe there'll be a little more space there on Sunday for the Cowboys runners. The biggest question, though, is who is Daniel Jones? He looks good at times. He's athletic. As Cowboy fans know from the past, he will take off and run. He's pretty good at that. But sometimes he just looks woefully inconsistent and downright inept. Jones is in year 6, and Giants Nation was really upset when last year the Giants gave him a new 4-year, $160 million contract. That was $40 million a year. But wait, prices are changing in the National Football League. Jones at $40 million a year is now tied for 15th in the highest paid quarterback in this league. The Giants' offense last year stunk. 30th in points, just 16 points per game. 28th in yards per completion, 30th in first downs achieved. You get the picture. They were terrible. And Jones was their field general, at least for 6 games, until he got hurt, but he was terrible for those 6 games. Now, New York moved to help him out in the offseason. They drafted Malik Neighbors in round 1, and he is good. He is good immediately. He has taken over as their number 1 wide receiver. And in the 4th round, they added tight end Theo Johnson, who's starting for them as a rookie. And in free agency, their offensive line was dreadful last year. They picked up 2 okay veterans. The bottom line is, it doesn't appear the Giants are very good. They're going to go as far as Jones can carry them, but that's pretty worrisome. The defense is playing pretty well, but they haven't faced a dynamic offense yet. But is that Dallas? A dynamic offense? Dallas can't run. This is all on the back of Dak. There's no question, with the schedule the next 5 weeks, bringing the Cowboys in order: Pittsburgh, Detroit, San Francisco, Atlanta, and Philadelphia, that this is a must-win for the Cowboys. A loss by Dallas would cause a full-blown panic in the organization and in Cowboy Nation. And panic is never pretty to watch.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial. Retire sooner, better lifestyle. And by Crest Cars. There's good, there's better, and then there's Crest. By Star Power. Love where you live. And by Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. If you enjoyed what you heard, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will be delivered to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you know someone who might enjoy our work, please share it with them. I'm Norm Hitzges, and I'm always just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.